where was I before I got lost? Sometimes it's alright getting lost, you just turn around. Sometimes when you get lost, you're fucked. Especially if your GPS doesn't work. You would think that there's some purpose to this all. It's all beautiful, it's all amazing, it's all as you would have it, an adventure. We're on an adventure, the adventure of our lives. And I hope one day you can experience adventure the way that I experience it, or the way that you want to experience it. And so many people, they never, as Hunter Thompson would put it, they never buy the ticket, they never take the ride. Right? And that has so much meaning to me, because what it's really saying is take a risk. You only get one life. As far as I know. And I'm no scientist. I'm no expert on the human spirit, but I do know my fair share of what I've experienced, at least. And maybe that's enough to relate to. Maybe it's not. But we'll get there eventually. So what I'm saying is, seek out some sort of adventure. Take a risk. And not a risk in a way that's gonna cause you to suffer, but it's freeing. It's freeing to live the way that you want to live. Living by your own design, your own expectation. And who cares if they say, well, you're this old and you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, or you're too young. But I think so often people really just hold themselves back. They tell themselves they're too old, tell themselves they're too young, or they're not good looking enough, or they can't sing, or they don't know something, or maybe they know too much, and that makes them not take action. But really, what is it that we're after? What is it that can allow somebody to experience the fullness of the human spirit? The sunshine, the trees, the clouds, the sky. These are things that are expressing their own beauty to us. So we might as well express our beauty to the world. Because the world is in a constant state of expressing its beauty. At least nature is. And I believe there's things that are just beautiful within everything. Within the day-to-day. That's what I want to find more beauty in. It's those things. The things that people love most. The things that I love most. Crazy. I see literally 6 work vans, if you include my work van, or my van here. We're all on the same wavelength right now. And you and I are on the same wavelength here. If you're listening to this, or you're sharing it with somebody. I don't know what that wavelength is, but if we could all tap into it, if we can all tap into this universal consciousness, the omnipresence of God, because God is everywhere. God is all the things that you can't see, all the things that brought you here, the things that line up for you. You know, you ever just have things work out in your favor and you don't even know how or why, or but they do, because you let go. You're free. That's the problem with today's society, is everyone is so stressed out, so pent up, so heavy. You know, their hearts are heavy, because they don't know who they are. They're trying to be somebody that they're not. Or they're trying to solve a problem that won't matter. And there are problems we're solving, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if it's their problem to solve. You know, if we just ignored some of these problems for a little while, I wonder if they would go away. We just look to live in a beautiful state. And we don't look to live there, we just are there. We maintain this sense of joy in the moment, not worried about the future, not worried or stressed about a schedule. Because things don't ever go to plan the way you plan them, but they always go according to plan. And you're always exactly where you're meant to be. How you got there were the decisions and choices that led you to that moment. And every failure that you've experienced has led you to a new success. And if you're still in the stage of failure, just know you're gonna get through it. And maybe it's not even failure that you're in a stage of. Maybe it's still learning what you need to learn, still pulling the lessons out of the experiences. So set your sails, set your sights. Let the trade winds take you into a land of the unknown. You'll never discover it all. You know, I think about how we are getting to the point within human society where we're able to reach the far parts of our solar system. And there may be a time where we reach the far parts of the galaxy, and other galaxies, and other universes. And, you know, what is it that's we're gonna find when we get there? What is it that we're looking for? It's this sense of peace or sense of harmony or sense of the thing that answers the question of why are we here? And there's times where I know exactly why I'm here. And there's times where I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain why I'm here. But I am here. And that's what's important. I think it's important to be here when you're here. Especially for other people. Listening. And maybe I just have a love for people and an interest in them. And don't get me wrong, there's things about people that I don't like. And then there's things within people that I don't understand. But I'm always interested in the individual. The things that make them believe what they believe and how they came to those conclusions through the experiences that they've experienced. And I wish I could have a conversation with everyone to really understand why they have their point of view and where they got their information. Not to prove it right or wrong, or to gain a wider perspective. It's the challenge of today. It's people's perspective. The lens is very narrow. They're almost like little laser beams pointing at each other. That's how we come up with atom bombs. People suffer. Selfishness, greed. Where these things come from. Power. But would you do the right thing in the moment? I hope so. I hope you would do it without any sort of regret. Don't live a life of could've, should've, would've. Live a life where you are. Live a life of where you're going. And don't look back too long. Because sometimes when you look back too long, it can end in regret. It's where people find the could've, should've, would've. Just let go of that. There's no changing the past. People still have so much emotional trauma towards little things that have happened to them, big things that have happened to them. And it's interesting very interesting point of view. These are just my opinions. It's not a fact. But there's some truths to what I speak. At least they're true to me. So take it all with a grain of salt. Hopefully I don't sound too cliche. But I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. So take the road less traveled. Then there's the other quote: do not go where the path may lead. What is it? Do not go where the path may lead. Go where there is no path and create a trail. So be a trailblazer. Do something. Do something extraordinary. Do something extraordinarily beautiful today. And whatever you do, just do it with love. The best way you know how to love. The way that you think somebody else needs love. And if you liked it, pass it on.